I lost so much money gambling. How could I ever get over that?
Today, I watched a 14-minute video about people who gamble and play slot machines, people who had everything and lost it all, and people who had nothing and lost even more. I'm 30 years old, and I'll tell you, it used to be that to gamble, you had to go somewhere, do something. Now the time has come when there's a casino literally in your phone, in your pocket, and anyone who wants to can gamble. I'd like to talk about this topic in more detail.
Before I was earning millions, I earn nothing like that anymore, and my life's 100 times better.
When did you realise you were struggling with your gambling?
A long time ago, and I still lost thousands and thousands and thousands and kept on going back thinking the result will be different and I'll win next time. The money was irrelevant, and I don't mean that in a horrible way, but it was the addiction takes over, and it completely and utterly, all you do is 100% every minute of the day think of gambling, whether it be what you...
Look at what he's saying. Only someone who's been an addict will understand this. For an ordinary person, it's impossible to understand. It's when your brain gets trapped in a prison that it can't escape from. It honestly feels as though you need to keep playing more and more frequently instead of simply being able to stop.
Going to bet on next, how am I going to get money? Everything takes you over.
Lost our son, Josh, about 6 years ago now. He was only 23. He'd been gambling since he was 17. And we knew he was gambling, and we thought he'd get over it, but he couldn't. He went to university, he gambled away his whole first term's grant that he got. He used to play on his phone a lot in the night time, in the middle of the night. And he told Martin once that he used to wake up shaking, so he had like physical withdrawal symptoms, shaking to try and stop himself reaching out for the phone to place another bet on the phone, trying to sleep. But
Look, this woman is saying that her 23-year-old son couldn't sleep. He would wake up in the middle of the night just to gamble. He was literally shaken all over. His body was breaking down. It needed to place a bet. Understand, there are many cases where we lose our relatives, sisters, brothers, and all sorts of other relatives, parents. And we have to realize that when we reassure ourselves, oh, they'll grow out of it, they'll realize it's wrong, I think we're just comforting ourselves, and it's time for us to act and tell them the whole truth.
physically shaking. So it was just like a drug withdrawal.
I can 100%. I relate to that. I mean, I was in a hotel when I was playing football in a night game, and we had to go to a hotel, and I wanted to break my fingers because I just didn't want to pick the phone up. So relate to that.
This is a story about how betting companies sociopathically destroy lives. I was about 6 months clean at this point, and a company that I used to bet with a lot, who I had spent a huge amount of money with, reached out to me. They sent me an email and said, "We've noticed that your account has been inactive for a while. Did you know you have all of these loyalty points that you can use?" And I went, "Oh, what's this about?" It had been a particularly stressful day. I'd got back from work, I wasn't feeling good. So I logged on and I had a look. I thought, I'm not going to upload my own money. I'm not going to deposit my own money. So I logged onto my account, and because I'd spent thousands and thousands of pounds on this account over the years, I had thousands and thousands of loyalty points, and you could exchange these loyalty points for bonuses that you can spend on the casino. You can spend them on betting, on football matches, on sports. So I went to see what I could actually get with these loyalty points, and it turned out I could get up to £400 of credits to spend as I pleased. The only caveat was that I had to stake it 1.5 times in order to be able to withdraw it. So naturally I logged on that night and I found a football match to put the money on, and the odds were 1.5, which meant that all I had to do was place this one bet.
Look, this man held out for 6 months. Imagine, everything was already getting better, and then the betting shop decides to give him supposedly bonus points that will help him. Of course, it's clear here that this is a clever move on their part to lure the player back into playing. So he takes money again, bets it, and goes back to that beginning, to his addiction, and can't get out of it. I think that all these people in this video, they had something similar, where they thought they could do it all themselves, but in the end, well, they didn't manage.
And if it won, I'd be able to withdraw it. So I did it. I placed the bet, and it seemed like a no-brainer. It was such an obvious win for the team that I placed the bet on, and I won. I won a huge amount of money, and suddenly I was hooked again. I withdrew that money and I put it into my account, but I couldn't stop thinking about, wow, I'm really good at this. I actually have a system. My system works. So I then deposited the money back into the account, and I turned that money into a huge amount more because, again, my system supposedly worked until it didn't. And then I lost everything that I deposited. And then I started staking my own money. And then after 6 months clean, I fell into this vicious cycle again. At that point, that was probably the second longest I'd ever been clean from gambling since I started when I was 17. And the betting company threw me this hook, and I fell straight back into the trap. Betting companies put all these checks and these restrictions in place to try and help problem gamblers. But the reality is they don't actually care. I've heard so many stories of the way that they offer these bonuses to people, these free bets if they're doing well, these free bets for people who've disappeared off the site who were big spenders in the past.
The worst thing, in my opinion, is that all those companies, they know perfectly well what they're doing, and they know they want to make things worse for you, but they just don't care. Understand, there are so many addicts who have simply lost everything. And we're living in 2026, and we should realize that surely something like this, well, shouldn't even exist anymore. And it's the same, as they write on cigarette packs that, for example, smoking kills, but people still smoke. Even though they try to quit, they still smoke. That's exactly how it looks. Well, it's quite strange, though. For someone without such an addiction, it's hard to understand. But it's a serious problem.
And for a gambling addict to receive those offers, it gets you hooked, it gets you sucked back in, and it's so dangerous and so unethical, it should 100% be illegal. Protect yourself. When you quit gambling, make sure that you exclude from all of the betting companies that you use to make sure that they cannot offer you these offers, because that's how you will fall back into this trap. Don't let this happen to you. Give me a follow and let's stop the rot together.
Look, gambling won't let you earn money. It's not like that at all. They use this method to make you feel like a king. So you come in, place one bet, win, place a second bet, and win again. And then you start thinking, this is so cool. I'm really the king of this game. But at one point, all the money you've earned, you just put it on the line and lose everything you had. And sometimes you even add your own money, trying to win it back. But nothing happens. You're just deeper in the hole. You have to understand, there are psychologists working there who know exactly how to take your money from you.
Betting has gone completely out of control. It's everywhere, TV, social media, even your favorite athletes are pushing it. And the worst part, it's ruining people financially, wrecking homes, and destroying lives. Here's what's really happening. This is gambling disguised as entertainment. They market it like it's just harmless fun, but for most people, it's not. It's financial quicksand. People are losing their paychecks. One bet turns into 10, and suddenly rent money is gone. Families are suffering because of it. It's addicting, and the system is rigged against you. The house always wins. The sports books aren't built to make you rich. They're built to keep you losing just enough to keep playing. But here's what no one talks about. It's turning casual fans into gambling addicts. People aren't just watching sports for fun anymore. They're chasing a bet. It's normalizing financial self-destruction. Betting apps make it so easy that people are literally losing their life savings from their couch. It's tearing families apart. Marriages are falling apart, kids are going without, and households are being wrecked over a quick win that never ever comes. If you're caught in this, here's what to do. Stop chasing losses. The money's gone. Don't dig a deeper hole trying to get it back. Delete the apps. Sportsbooks aren't your friend. They exist to drain your wallet. Get help if you need it. Gambling addiction is real, and there are people who can help. But the bottom line is this. Sports betting isn't just entertainment anymore. It's becoming one of the biggest financial traps out there. Don't let a gambling app take everything you've worked for. The house always wins, and you don't have to be their next victim. Keep building, keep growing. Till next time.
It's 2026. It's a new year. Delete that Betway app.
I definitely have to agree with that. Because of this gambling, entire families end up falling apart and people start fighting constantly with each other. Children have nothing to eat. There's no money to pay the rent. And sometimes there's a situation where you see a man and everything in his life seems fine, he's well dressed, but none of us know what's going on inside him. If you're in your 30s or 40s, you have many acquaintances, and sometimes you don't fully understand what's going on in someone's head until it's far too late, because the problem is buried deep inside. And we only see it when everything collapses, when he's completely out of money and buried in massive debt.
Delete that Hollywood bets app. Delete that online gambling app. Actually, quit Forex if you may, especially if you know you are not making profits. Especially if you know you're not making profits, you've been doing this for years, it's a new year, time to stop. Time to tell yourself the truth. There is no way you are going to make a living or get rich by doing these things. I know you know someone who has bought a car, who has done something with these things. They are lying to you. They are going to give that money back to these platforms. Okay, I have a friend who bought a brand new BMW, who bought a house, who lived off of this thing. He has nothing now, because how these things work is they make you believe you're winning, but they hold you on to you mentally, emotionally. No matter how much money you win, eventually you're going to give it back. Delete that app. It's 2026. As people go to work, start applying for jobs. Start selling anything. Sell more fire. Sell stambos. Sell your guitars. Sell anything. Delete that app. Okay, delete those apps. They are no good. You've been knowing for a while now. It's the hope. The hope is killing you. Delete those apps. South Africa lost in front of your eyes yesterday. When last did you have your Betway all green? These things is killing you emotionally. Your emotions are like this. You are fighting.
Look, this man is making a very good point. This doesn't just apply to slot machines. It applies to any situation in life. You might think that the overall situation is on the verge of starting to get better. I'll win it back now. Now I'll win. Take my money. Now everything will be great. But that's just what you think. This thing will consume you more and more. You'll just keep pouring money into it. And really, this guy who says he has a very cool car or a massive house that he earned over there, it is all complete nonsense, because he will still take every bit of his money and bet it. Just to try and win even more than he already has. And in the end, he'll just lose it all and still end up with nothing, because that win is only temporary. It's the same with any situation in life. If you see that nothing good will come of it, it's better to walk away. But not everyone can do that.
With your girlfriend, you are fighting with your boyfriend, you're fighting with your family every day, because these things is always bubbling and it's always messing with your emotions, because you never win. And you always have anxiety because you're using even money you don't even have. It's 2026. Please do yourself a favor. Delete those apps. Sell more fire. There's more fire out there. There's dragon. There's vegetables. Do anything. But try and think you're going to make a living out of these things. All these people who are selling you signals are making money off the signals. No one has ever been rich and maintained richness off of gambling. Delete those apps. Delete those apps. Start selling something. Take your money, use it for something. Go buy yourself a quarter or chips or something, because look at me. You've been doing this alone in your room. Ultimately you're not winning. The resultant of this is not winning. You are losing money, you're winning sometimes, yes, but eventually if you even don't want to count how much money you've won versus how much money you've lost, because you know you are going to be disappointed in yourself for staying for so long while you lose in these apps. Delete them. You have my permission. You have your own permission. If anything, I will ask God to give you the strength, and we will have God's permission as well to delete these apps and start over. Sell something. Open up a business. Go to school. Do something. This is not a way to live. It's 2026. Delete those apps.
I never wanted to make this video, but I have to for the sake of my life. Today is day 0 of no gambling.
Look, this young individual is speaking directly to the camera. Rather, this person is telling the absolute honest truth on camera. And, there's no script here. It's all just very straightforward. This person wants to start all over again and leave their addiction behind because deep down inside, this person remembers what their life was like before it became so difficult, before they dove into the world of betting. And they want to live a new life now, to rebuild their life back to how it used to be before they became addicted.
I'm done with gambling. I'm tired of it. It's taking my life. I can't think straight. All I do is want to chase my losses, Um, but that's gonna end because I want to take control of my life. I want to be free again, and today will mark the start of that journey. It's gonna be hard, but I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
In what ways can gambling addiction impact relationships with family and friends?
It could destroy them totally. People will not trust you. They don't know where you are. You become unreliable. You face a lot of legal actions, whether it's overdrawn checking accounts or borrowing money from friends and family. And, when you get desperate enough to continue to, get money to gamble, you'll do illegal things to continue to finance your gambling.
By the way, in case you didn't know, gambling addiction is the fastest growing addiction in North America today, on a curve like you wouldn't believe. Here's a couple of things we know about addicts. One is they can turn it around, and there can be a wonderful story at the end of this. Two is they lie a lot, as you have discovered. There's no dignity for an addict at this level. They don't have any dignity. They're stripped of it because they're turning their life around. Thank goodness. It's wonderful. And dignity returns with trust. Make sure all your passwords are changed on all your accounts and all the retirement and everything.
Oh, okay.
He needs no access to anything. And that's not to punish him, it's to protect you and him from a crash.
My gambling addiction completely changed my relationship with friends and family because they didn't trust me anymore. My family would ask me why I was so angry all the time, but I never told them the truth. The truth was, I was angry because I had lost so much money gambling, and I was frustrated that no matter what I seemed to do, the outcome was always the same. My gambling addiction completely changed all of my relationships, whether it was family or girlfriends or even friends. I was lying to those around me, keeping secrets, telling half-truths, and constantly seeking to get ahead or get one up on everyone. I was borrowing money under false pretenses. I was lying constantly, and I spent my whole life hiding the truth. Gambling addiction obviously can damage your finances, but it can completely destroy your entire life if left unchecked.
The fastest growing addiction that is destroying young men in their 20s is online sports gambling. FanDuel is a portal to hell.
Look at what he's saying. It's a living hell. Just think about it. Where do you think these gambling companies get the money for such expensive advertising? Look, they're everywhere. On soccer banners, on signs, on the internet. Their ads are all over the place. Yes, you're right. It's all your money, or more accurately, the money you lost, the money they took from you. And you have to understand that any boss or the director of this gambling company won't come to your mother or your grandfather or grandmother to apologize to you and give the money back. They just won't care. They're profiting off of your money. In conclusion, I want to say I'm not a relative of these people or anyone close to them. I'm just a 30-year-old guy who looked at all these stories from the outside. You see how much people regret what's happening to them? Casinos never lead to anything good. You need to understand that the casino wants to take your money, the money you actually earned honestly, and keep it for themselves. But the thing is, if you see you're a gambler, that this game is consuming you, you just need to close all your accounts and limit access to these games. Delete those apps and get rid of those foolish thoughts that you can just get rich like that. It's impossible to just get rich like that. You have to work. Only hard work will lead to you being able to earn money. There's no such thing as easy money.